Hey guys, come with me to redo our patio because it needed some work. So here we have us digging up all of the patio rocks. Actually, it's pea gravel. Last year we did that, and we did not put down the right weed prevention, and we did not even out the ground. So we had to start all over again and dig up all the rocks. We went and bought some new weed preventer and these 2x4s so we can have an edge to the patio as well as not allow weeds and stuff to get through the weed prevention. So we went ahead and leveled out the ground. I'll show you guys how we went about doing that. My son came over to help us, and that's his little son right there. So we had a great time out here, even though it was hot, sweaty, and tiring. So here, my husband and my son are trying to get the cuttings right with the edging. And this was my son's first time using the saw, so it was really good to see my husband teaching him how to do this and do it correctly. Even though our saw had some issues, I don't know what was going on with it, but we were able to get through it. Eventually, we had to use a handsaw for like the last two, but that's that. Okay, so we have pretty much dumped the pea gravel back onto the area, and this was the hardest part. I feel like removing the pea gravel and putting the pea gravel back was like the biggest part of this job. The job took us about 8 hours because of that. I think it would have been, well, I know it would have been a lot less if we didn't have to pick up the pea gravel, because we could have just went ahead and leveled out everything, put down the weed prevention, and then put rocks on there. So if you ever wanted to try to do this project, I feel like it's a great inexpensive way of building a patio, but just make sure you do it right from the start because it can be a pain. So this is just us going through and dumping the pea gravel. My husband and my son were taking turns dumping it. And then I'm going to go in and level everything out. Okay, so on this part, we ran out of weed prevention fabric. So we went ahead and we used the tarps that we had to put down over top of the dirt. So this is us about to, we basically got the pea gravel off, enough of it off so we can slide the tarp over to the area that we need it, and then we'll cut it and do what we need to do. But I don't really care that we're using a tarp only because the pea gravel is not coming up. We're leaving everything the way it is. So this is us dragging it over. We were able to do it. And then we're going to go ahead and even everything out and cut that tarp up. I was not going back to the store to buy any more weed prevention. But what I'm doing right now is evening out the gravel. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, so right here, my son had a vision for what the patio area could look like. And so he wanted to move the chairs around to see where I could put my fire pit. So my fire pit went through a lot. I think it was because I left it out in the open when it used to rain and stuff like that a couple years ago. And so this past fall, I noticed that it had a hole in it. So I went ahead and ordered a new fire pit. Got the same one, but I'm going to take care of it a lot better. But that's just him, mapping it out.
Alright, so look. Alright, so look, right? Alright, boy. So look. The fire pit right there. Grill right here. You got to do a little table. Put your burnt foods on. Your burnt food. And a little sofa. I need food to put my feet on while I'm doing. A sofa right here. And where's the pit? Huh? Where's the pit? Fire pit? The chairs. Right there in the chairs. Oh, right here. You put a little waterfall right here. What's going over there? Huh? And what's over there? Recliners. All them tables and chairs? It's not gonna be a lot. Yeah, you need. You don't got no table? We gonna have a small little table. Oh yeah. Like a table? I don't know. We gotta find a little set. It's like
I hope you guys got something out of this video, and I am going to shop so I can look for some patio furniture. But I really do like the way that this turned out. I love my and I did go ahead and hang my lights back up. And I did switch the chairs because I didn't want it to be like secluded, but still have its own little area. So I will show you a new picture of what that looks like. But stay tuned for the big reveal.